What's up, it's Ochko. Welcome to my channel where I do art student lifestyle videos. So understand any of that, hit down below and subscribe. And yeah, let's get into it. So I'm dressed the same as the previous video that you saw, even though it's some time later. And that's because I filmed both of these things together. So just bear with me. Okay, great. So this one, I'm going to be setting up a whole new bullet journal for my third year. I just think it's what I need. It needs to be separate from my original bullet journal, which I didn't use at all. And I'm going to just be setting up a whole new notebook with all the new spreads and like project planning spreads and things like that. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's try this a second time. So I tried recording this audio voiceover situation before, and it just sounded really weird, and it sounded like I was breathing into the mic, and it was all just really bad. So let's go again. So as you can see, 2425 is written on here. It's not actually as pretty as I usually make it, mainly because I wanted this journal to be mostly utility and not so much aesthetic, while also keeping it a little bit aesthetic. I'm so sorry if you hear the weirdos blasting their music outside my window. Next, of course, is the grid spacing guide. As usual, please refer to Amanda H. Lee for the guide to the same. Next to that is my year at a glance page, which I make. Yeah. So, year at a glance page. Next to that, this bullet journal that I got from Notebook Therapy is actually their like Notebook Therapy original size. It's not the A5, so it's a little bit smaller than I normally go for. But I just wanted to see the size. To be honest, I don't even know why I bought it, but it's fine. Like, it's not so bad. It's only a couple of centimeters smaller, I want to say. Height-wise, not even width-wise that much, I don't think. I think even width-wise, just like a... Yeah, I think it's... On either side, it's just a little bit smaller. Like, only, I want to say, 1.5 centimeters smaller. So, as I was making the year at a glance page, as you can see, my calendar stamp kept messing up. Like, the numbers kept coming off. The stamp stopped working at some point, and so in the middle I just kind of started writing it by hand, which was really annoying. So I don't really like doing that. I don't really want to do it again, but this is what happened literally in the middle of me setting up, so there's only so much I could do. Which, by the way, this video is like, it used to be like 2 hours of footage, which I've cut down to only 17 minutes. Oh my god. I made it a little bit faster, a little bit more sped up than I normally do. But that's to keep the runtime a little bit smaller, because if I'd kept it at the normal pace, it would have been, I want to say 25 to 30 minutes, because it's not only my general setup, like my yearly setup, but also my October setup at the same time. And the reason I did that, and the reason it's so late, like it's already the 27th of October. If I set this up for October, why am I posting in the last week of the month? Well, I have an explanation. So, I actually recorded a completely different video that I was going to post in the first week of October. Like, all of this has been filmed since the first week of October. I filmed it at the same time. So, I was going to post that video then, or maximum the second week. It's edited and it's just sitting in my computer. And the reason for that is it was basically my intern experience that I had over the last year on my placement year. But a lot of what I said wasn't amazing. And it was honest. Like, it was really honest. And everyone around me knows what happened. And so I was basically like, I wasn't sure whether I should post that video just because of its contents. I didn't want to make anybody look bad or like do these things. So I was sitting on it for a while, And then I literally, like, I asked my friends, I was like, hey guys, do you think I should post this? And even they were like, oh, you know, I mean, you can, but do you really want to, blah, 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 blah. So then I edited it again, right? But even then, I wasn't 100% sure whether I should post it, whether I, you know, could post it. So it just became this whole thing. And so it's just sitting on my computer, and we're gonna see if I ever end up posting a video. But, you know, it's in my draft, so we'll see. And so here we are. That's why this video is so freaking late, even though I've had it recorded for a really long time, and it's just been sitting in my phone. And after I edited and re-edited that video, I just didn't have the time to sit and edit this video because there's been a lot going on with uni. It's so intense and so insane. Year 3 is not for the faint-hearted. Oh my god. We've literally got a project due so soon. Like, it's due literally in November, and we just started uni, and it's a major project. Like, the timeline makes no sense, and we've been complaining about it non-stop as we cry at our computers. But, you know, it is what it is. Even so, I'm hoping to maintain a work-life balance a little bit better than I have this last month. I've actually, like, this month, there was a week where I was really sick, and then this week I'm having an allergic reaction to something, which I don't know what. So last 3-4 days I've just been like holed up in bed because I don't know what's going on with my body. But yeah, I also have a sort of project setup situation in this, which is just approaching the project spread, which is like me planning out for my uni projects. So let me know if you guys want an in-depth video on this spread, how I do it, how I plan things, etc., whatever. But keep in mind, this is really, really dependent on the way UAL handles things a little bit as well. So the next spread is actually a spin-off of the sort of urine pixels situation that's been going on around social media in people's bullet journals. But I, in particular, got inspired by this TikToker / Instagram person called Little Birdie Canada. I'll link her stuff below. But she does it for more than a urine pixels. Like, she tracks the weather, and she tracks the, I don't know, temperature and things like that, which obviously, like, I'm not doing that, but all the power to her if she wants to. I did 4 of them. One was my period tracker, which I want to keep up with this time. One was a reading tracker, one was a anxiety tracker, and the last thing was like a rate my day sort of 5-star through 1-star situation, which I think will help, I hope. So the reading thing is like a habit. The rest of them is more like to compensate for the mood spread. But the reading situation, I also want to see how much I read in this year, or how much I read in general. It is a metric that I want to see, like a holdout, like I can see the whole year in one spread type of a situation. The last spread for this setup is actually a daily schedule that I made, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. I haven't actually sat and made the schedule. Like, I made the grid, but I haven't filled it in even till now, and it's been a month. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt, or take that how you will, whatever you want to say. And that is the final flip through for my setup for the year, like the yearly spreads. Yeah. Now for the monthly setup of October. So for the cover page, I decided for this year to do sort of covers of things that are like albums or TV shows or whatever I was feeling at the time. So for the month of October, I chose the album 4444 by Woo-Sung of The Rose. The album came out on the 4th of October, and I have tickets for his concert, which is next week on the 30th of October. And I'm going with one of my friends who really likes Woo-Sung as well. Ironically, so he released one of the songs from the album as a single before he released the album. So he released a song called The Day That I Died before the album as a single, right? And as I listened to the album, I really like the album, by the way. It's a really, really good album. But in the album, The Day That I Died is probably my least favorite song, which is like, you know, ironic. But yeah, I used acrylic paint. So I laid down some masking tape and I used this sort of sky blue acrylic tapes. I'm gonna put acrylic paint. I'm gonna put a picture of the album cover on the screen right now so you guys can see what it looks like, what I'm trying to paint, what I'm trying to emulate. So it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, considering I haven't actually sat and like painted in a hot minute. But so yeah, so it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it wasn't as good as I would have wanted it to be. Like if this was me in my A levels, this would have looked 100 times better. But as it stands, I am a fashion student, not a fine art student, so you know, me painting really isn't a part of my degree or a part of my learning. However, it is a skill that I had, and it is a skill that I want to get back. It's something that I want to practice again. But yeah, so the guy that I'm going to the concert with, like my friend, I sent a picture of this to him, telling him like, oh, you know, like it's not amazing, so like be nice, but you know, I painted Wu-Sang's album for the bullet journal setup, and he was like, what do you mean? It looks like, it still looks really good. And that actually made me feel really nice, so you know, shout out to him. But yeah, that's what this was supposed to be. Basically the album cover is just, you know, a sky with clouds and the name of the album on it. So that's what this painting is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm keeping the monthly setup relatively simple except for the cover page. So feel free to, you know, skip this part if you're not gonna be painting and just do something totally simple at the front. But you know, the internals are really quite easy for anybody to do. It's just sort of black and white grid type of situation. Yeah. And look at that satisfying situation. The clean square. I mean, yes, the paint sort of went out outside the masking tape, but that's like, the square is still clean. And I can cover up the paint, you know. And yeah. So next setup is actually 2 monthly logs. So the regular would just be the 1 monthly log split across 2 pages. However, and this is once again a very sort of particular to UAL situation. So our timetable actually changes week by week. Like we don't have a track. We don't have like an assurance that a certain day is going to be a certain class. Like for example, Mondays are dedicated to 1 module. However, every Monday we're not going to have class because it's split up into tutorials and lectures and all these things. So like this coming Monday, tomorrow, that is on the 28th, I don't actually have a class for that module, but my friend does. So our classes change all the time. So one side is going to be your like regular monthly log where you put in, you know, events and, you know, things you need to do, birthdays, whatever. However, on the other side, I'm literally putting down a class schedule to keep track of my classes. I'm pretty sure I've done this before in my previous setups of like while I was in uni, year 1 and year 2 and my foundation year and all that. I am 100% sure I've done this before. However, I have to bring it back because I didn't do it over the last year, you know? So yeah. Next page, of course, my regular sort of food tracker / sugar tracker / habit tracker situation. If you guys hear any weird noises, I'm trying out this new thing where I record with my wired earphones because they've got a mic, and anything like any extra noises that you hear is probably just my fingers brushing against the mic or something. I don't know. I'm still trying to get a hang of it. We will see. I do have a mic that my friend got me. It's one of those, you know, clip onto your shirt mics, but it's been 2 years since they got it for me, and it's just been sitting in my drawer. And I made 6 little mini calendars for 6 habits, but I have tracked only 5 this month. So starting November, it's only going to be 5 little calendars for me to track on, so that one isn't just, you know, lying empty. And last but not least is the first week setup for the month. I did do like a vertical setup this time. Normally I do like, you know, those 8 boxes across 2 pages that are not like a even vertical split. I don't know. It's like a 4x4 situation. I think I can put a picture on the screen. But this time I decided to use this kind of a setup, and so far it's working quite well, I'm not gonna lie. So that's kind of it. I told you guys it'd be relatively simple. So yeah, here is the final flip through for my October setup. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave a like on the video. Let me know what you thought. If you planned with me, if you didn't, and if you liked it, the setup specifically. Yeah. Bye.